warm-up tosses facing the Angels for the first time this year. Last year in 3 starts, he was unbeaten against the Halos. It's Bevan and Santana. May 25th should stand out in Mariners fans in their minds. The team acquires Randy Johnson, Holman, and Gene Harris from Montreal Expos for Mark Langston and a player to be named later, which turned out to be Michael Campbell. Johnson, with those Spos in '89, he was 0-4 with a 6.67 in 7 games, 6 of those starts. Who knew that 0-4, then the big lefty would turn into one of the most dominating pitchers of all time? Well, maybe the Mariners did. That's why they traded for him. That's my guess, right? They knew it all along.
Well, I don't know,
harnessed that power.
But man,
wow.
when he found the strike zone, it was a rough seat for a lot of guys.
Game over. All right, let's get right to our local Ford keys to the game. Bill, how are they going to do it tonight?
Well, we're going to have to make an adjustment, and I know the hitters are going to love hearing that from a pitcher, but Danny Herron's 14 punch-outs, and they are all on the outer half. You know, at some point, you got to get in that 2-strike stance and foul that pitch off, and tonight is not going to be an easy task because you're going to see a guy that throws harder with a better breaking ball than Santana, so you got to tighten it up. And don't be afraid to get jammed every once in a while. Number 2, got to get him back in his cage, folks. Wow, he got loose last night. The beast hit one off the second deck, hit 3 missiles. Hey, get him back to where he was in April when he hit 190 the first 30 games. But you know what? This guy's pretty good. It's going to be a task. You're going to have to pitch smart, change speeds. Bevan will do the job. Last but not least, hey, surf's up, Brown. How about his last turn? Was he good? Electric, Brandon League. 99 on the gun with a bottomless split. That's what people are looking for. This is the same time that he started taking charge last year, Brad. And he's been 37 to 42. Remember the middle of May in Baltimore when it came apart? And boy, after that, he was lights out. I look for the same thing starting right now.
All right, it would be nice to get a save situation tonight for Brandon Lake. You see the roof coming off tonight, so the rain has passed through. Should be a beautiful night. We go up to the booth. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers. Guys, we know both teams under 500 right now, but we learned something last night. They can both pitch pretty well.
Yes, indeed, Brad. Thank you very much. And good evening, everybody. We've got Blake Bevan against Irvin Santana in our Lexus pitching matchup tonight. And it'll be great to see Blake Bevan get something going here in this outing here. He's going 3, 4, and 5 innings his last 3 outings.
Yeah, he needs to find a way to get a little bit deeper. And for Blake, it's pretty simple. He has to command his fastball. He's not an overpowering pitcher. His fastball will be anywhere from 91 to 93 miles an hour. But when things are going well, he's spotting his fastball, and then he can use the good breaking ball. Unfortunately, lately, he's had to throw a lot of pitches to get through some innings, and the Angels right now are struggling, Dave, so I think if he's aggressive early, that would bode well for Blake.
Irvin Santana was a victim of no run support in his first 6 starts. They only had 3 runs for him, but since then, he's turned things around a little bit.
He has, and he's pitched well against the Mariners, too. And with Santana, his fastball will be 94, 95 with a great slider. It's going to be tough on the right-handed hitters if he's able to locate his fastball. You'll see the same thing we saw last night with Aaron, except for this guy will really use his slider more and expand the zone.
One guy that the Mariners look forward to tonight in his matchup against Santana is Mike Carp. In their previous meetings, Mike is 5 for 15 with this blast down in Anaheim. We'd like to see more of that. Game 2. 4-game series with the Angels. Coming up, Mariners first pitch straight ahead.
by CenturyLink. By Banner Bank. Better ideas, better banking. By Whitmer Brothers Brewing. Craft brewing in Portland, Oregon since 1984. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, inviting you to an action-packed night of live professional boxing June 2nd. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. The orange needle looming over the city here. Welcome back to the pregame show here. Brad Adam getting you ready for Game 2 of a 4-game set, Mariners and Angels. We all saw Dan Herron dominate the Mariners last night, shut them out 3-0, 14 punch-outs. Now, the skipper wasn't so upset with the 14 strikeouts as he was with his players not making any adjustments. He said Dan Herron throwing and doing the same thing in the 9th inning as he did in the 1st. And the skipper clues us in on what he wanted to see out of his hitters last night.
You know, when somebody's consistently doing something against right-handers, consistently doing something against left-handers, you know, at some point in time you got to take that away from them, and we just never did that. You know, it's not really important to everybody what we do adjustment-wise, but it is important that we have to make adjustments, and you got to take their strength away from them at some point in time. You just can't keep going up there and you're doing the same thing when a guy's pitching the way he was pitching. He pitched a good ball game and expect different results. So that was the biggest red flag for me. But, you know, for all these young kids, it should be a great learning tool. It's a great example of what can happen up here if you don't make the adjustments, make the changes you need to make in game.
And Skipper, of course, hoping his guys make that adjustment and get to celebrate a big Blake Bevan win. He's on the mound against Santana. Lineups first pitch next with Dave and Mike. Keep it here. Mariners baseball coming up on Root Sports.
Beautiful clear day to see the Space Needle, one of the great icons in the great city of Seattle, even under cloudy skies. And here in the building, the ancient Mariner himself, Gaylord Perry, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Get us underway here at Safeco Field. Welcome, everybody, to Mariner Baseball. Tonight, it's Game 2 of a 4-game set. I wonder if he wet it up. Come on, he had to wet it up, right?
Scuffed it at least.
Gaylord Perry, Hall of Famer, great pitcher, right-hander for the Mariners and many other teams. His prime years with the Giants. Glad you could join us here for Mariner Baseball. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, and let's take a look at the Angels starting lineup for tonight.
Thank you, Dave, and for Mike Scioscia. Mike Trout will lead things off, and it's his Turris Pujols. 3 hits last night, including a home run. Then it's Morales, Trumbo, Cayespo, the third baseman, will hit 6. Ibar Calhoun in the lineup, was not in the lineup last night. He will hit 8. And John Hester, the catcher, hits 9. Blake Bevan getting to start his numbers, a 2-4 record with a 4.46 ERA. 25 strikeouts to 7 walks. Opponents average 282. Take a look at the defense playing behind Blake tonight. In the outfield will be Karp. He was at first base last night. In left field tonight, Saunders and Ichiro all in the outfield. And then on the infield, Alex Liddy will be at third base. Kawasaki getting the start at shortstop. Ryan the night off, and then Seager at second. Smoke at first, and Jesus Montero will do the catching.
We are ready for action. Blake Bevan on the mound. First pitch to Mike Trout. He's in there for call. Strike one. Dale Scott, the home plate umpire. Stevie Buckner at first. Jim Wolf at second. And Vic Carapazza at third. Trout, one of the bright young players in Major League Baseball. Strike two. We talked about in the open. Look for Bevan to get a little bit deeper in tonight's games. His last 3 starts, he went 3, 4, and 5 innings. Popped up. Smoke back to get it. It's the catch. 1 out.
That is a great start for Blake. If he can keep his fastball in the outside corner and then expand the zone with a good slider, really increase his chance, and I think that'll keep his pitch count down. He'll move through the innings a little bit easier for him. He's had to really work hard in his last 3 outings, throwing a lot of pitches.
Let's look for a little different slider from Blake too tonight. He said he's changed the grip, get a little sharper break. He said it was starting to look a little bit more like his curveball. So he's changed the grip, tighten up that little snap on his slider.
Well, in that first one that he threw to Trout right there to get the pop up, it looked like a little more velocity on it and shorter. Definitely wasn't as big as the one that we've been seeing.
I see her as Turris. He's at second base tonight. Liddy, the third baseman, came charging in on that pitch. 1-1. Angels won last night 3-0 behind Dan Herring. 14 strikeouts. Fouled into the mid of Montero. 1-2.
Blake with a good fastball, a couple pitches in the middle of the plate, but 92 miles an hour.
Last time we saw him was at Colorado. He threw 82 pitches in those 5 innings. And you remember the burn he did when Eric Wedge came out to get him. He thought he still had at least an inning or 2 left, but Eric was not pleased with his command issues in that game.
Blake is no different than most starters. They want to stay out there, at least get 100 pitches, if not 110, 115.
Excuse me, swing. Liddy dropped it. Had it, and then when his knee, the glove came in contact with the knee, popped it out.
I'm not sure if he was distracted by Bevan. It looked like Blake was going to try to catch it. I'm not sure that Alex needed to slide on that play, but I think maybe he was distracted a little bit. You see Bevan, when he gets out of the way, maybe breaks his concentration as it hits off the heel of his glove. We'll get an error for that.
E5 to Liddy at third. That brings up Albert Pujols. He came up with a man on last night. 3-1 pitch, a changeup from Vargas, and boy, did he tattoo that one off the signage left field in the upper deck. Home run number 450. Career home run number 450 for Albert Pujols. 4th youngest player in big league history to reach that milestone. 35th in the all-time home run list. That was some swing he put on. We got another look at the swing even in the pregame show. Remarkable. Fastest to 450 home runs. That's some great company. Alex Jr., Jimmy Double X Fox, and now Albert Pujols. One's the count. Check this swing.
Yeah, man, look at the changeup. It's a changeup on the 3-1 count. It's in the middle of the plate. Jason didn't get it down where he wanted it. Albert made him pay for it.
One's the count. Is Turris a legit base stealing threat? He's 8 for 8. The 1-1 outside. Albert thrilled that his family's going to be coming out from St. Louis with the school year ending. Bring a little bit of normalcy to his life. He's also making a big adjustment going from one league to another.
Different city, everything has changed for him. I find it hard to believe that he's just going to lose it over the course of the winter as Turris takes off.
Rode by Montero late and high. Stolen base for is Turris. He's 9 for 9. 2-2 count to Pujols.
This is a good fastball from Blake. It's in the middle of the plate, but it's up in the zone. Good jump by his Turris.
We had big wind here about an hour and change ago. Yeah. Flags are down now. It's great. They had a softball guys here, the big boppers here. Always a great show. They had to close the extend the roof because the rain came in, and now look at the sunshine. It's great. 2-2 to Pujols here in the first. Fly ball left field. Here comes Carp. Makes the catch. 2 down. Pujols is retired. First time Bevan has faced him.
They want to go away. Take a look at this pitch. It's actually back on the inside corner, and it jams him. See Montero set up away, so Blake missed his spot, was able to get away with it.
There's Kendrys Morales, 2 for 4 yesterday with an RBI. Got a base hit in the 6th. Made it 3-0. Last night's game. He's been killing the baseball down in Anaheim. Not so much on the road. 3rd best home average at home at .382. $1.85 on the road.
I thought he was one of the guys in the American League that was ready to take off when he had the terrible leg injury, broke his leg, and missed the entire year. You take a look at his home average compared to his road. But wouldn't you agree with that, Dave?
Oh, he was outstanding. He's a switch hitter. He's got talking about average. He's got the whole package.
They were talking about him as far as MVP of the league.
Yeah.
Hits a home run and breaks his leg on a game winner.
Just jumping on home plate.
Yeah.
And I marvel every night watching highlights and how many guys still do that.
Do it.
Right?
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
That game winner was against the Mariners May a couple of years ago.
That was one of the strangest things. We were there working the game, and just to see him just all of a sudden be laid out at home plate and have to bring out a stretcher and everything, we didn't know what was going on, and it turned out to be just a terrible injury.
Credit to him that he stayed with it, and he's back 2 years later. Yeah. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. There's Turris at second. Two. 2-2 to Morales. Hits it down to Liddy. Takes his time, makes a nice, strong, accurate throw, and that'll do it. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and a man left. Nothing across the Angels. Mariners coming to bat. First time in his big league career, Michael Saunders is a leadoff man. He'll get things started here for the Mariners against Ervin Santana. Let's take a look at the rest of the Mariner batting order.
Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Chevron. Michael will lead things off tonight. Dennis Liddy hitting second, Ichiro third, Seager smoke. Jaso the DH tonight, he will hit 6. Montero moves down to the 7th spot. Carp and Kawasaki, the shortstop tonight, will hit 9.
Here we go, Ervin Santana. First pitch to Saunders. Ball 1. 6th different spot in the order for Saunders this season. First time in the leadoff role. He's 3 for 15 against Santana. They get 4 for 16. Nicely done. Said he wasn't going to change much. Just happy to see his name in the lineup.
And Michael, after going 1 for 3 in last night's game, gets a solid base hit into right field. We look at our McDonald Supermo. He attacks his fastball. It's down and in the middle of the plate.
Saunders 6 out of 8 in base stealing. Liddy at the plate. Alex 0 for 4 strikeouts at the hands of Dan Herron last night.
There's a pretty good chance that Alex will see some sliders tonight. He had a tough time on that pitch last night. And Santana has a good one. Just with that first pitch was a fastball inside, but I think that he'll see a bunch of sliders, see if he can lay off of it.
Good -0.
Numbers for Santana. Only 2 wins on the year for him, a 4.22 ERA. Opponent's average 240. He's given up 12 home runs this year.
Mariners have seen lots of him over the years. This is 27th start against Seattle. 11-6. Record of 3.56 ERA. Liddy ahead 3-0. Days ago, grand slam for Liddy. One against Texas. And they look to ball 4.
Take a look at the defense for the Angels tonight. In the outfield will be Cole Calhoun, the left fielder. Mike Trout, he can go get it. He's in center field. Mark Trumbo is in right. On the infield, Cayespo, the third baseman. Ibar and his Turris playing up the middle. Mariners seen a lot of that. Pujols at first. John Hester will do the catching tonight.
So Santana now faces Ichiro. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Up high, ball one. Ichiro, Mariners' leading hitter. He's got 54 hits, total bases. He's the leader there, leader in triples. And with 7 stolen bases, he leads the club in that category.
Hester making a trip out to the Mount Santana, all over the place with his fastball. We've seen that from him before. Typically, first, second inning, he struggles, and once he settles in, he can be tough. So you'd like to see the Mariners take advantage of this situation.
Slow bouncer taken by Pujols. Runners advance, 1 out.
Pitch is down, running away from him. Ichiro trying to pull it. It's an easy play for Pujols. Fortunately, the runners will move up as Ichiro is out at first. Bring up Kyle Seager. Kyle leading the club in RBIs. 26 RBIs on the year for Kyle.
2 for 10 against Irvin Santana, coming off an 0 for last night. Ball one. Pitch. Seager looking for his first hit here in the homestand, 0 for 12. And overall, 0 for his last 15. Early runs in search of. Let's see if they get something here. Swing and a miss off speed pitch.
That looked like a good changeup. Pitch moving off the plate away from Kyle.
Nice block by John Hester. 2-2. Early runs, nothing wrong with them. Mariners have outscored their opponents 26 to 21 thus far, so it's a +5 as we play in game number 48. 2-2. Get out of play.
Staying with some off-speed pitches. Kyle trying to find a way to put the ball in play. The Angels are giving him a run. Infield is back. If he can hit it anywhere but back to the pitcher, Mariners will pick up a run.
Do it again, 2-2. Off the fist, now back. Santana working from the third base side of the rubber last night. Dan Herron from the first base side. I was asking him about that, and he said, "Yeah, I saw the replay. You guys were talking about it last night, huh?" I said, "Yeah, he threw a couple pitches that weren't legal, pal." He said he got Josh Willingham called him on it in Minnesota, and Gardenhire came out and made sure he maintained contact with the rubber. But he said it happens sometimes. You know, and as you talked about last night, he gets some great angles. 3-2. Stay alive.
Well, I think for him, again, you could see him last night on that angle that he had with his slider and his cutter. Those were the two main pitches he was throwing last night, and to the right-handers, it was devastating. They had a tough time even picking it up. Even from up here, it was hard to see his cutter, especially. I thought his cutter was excellent last night as a hitter. That's tough because his fastball typically will run back.
Seager, that's a great at bat. Working a walk to load him up with 1 out. Santana's walked 2. And that's a good spot here for Smoke as Mike Butcher, pitching coach, comes out for a quick word. Hey, now's your chance to ask the booth anything you want. Tweet your questions to @RootsSports_NW. We'll answer some of the questions later on in the game. Good crowd Friday night here in Seattle.
Good start for the Mariners. Santana right now, he's faced 4 batters, hasn't thrown a first pitch strike to one yet. 17 pitches, only 7 strikes. He is really struggling. Great opportunity for the Mariners and Justin Smoke coming up.
Smoke struggling on the homestand as well. 1 for 11. And 0 for his last 6. Good a time as any to break out. Inning started with Saunders. Second pitch base hit to left. A walk to Liddy. Ichiro grounded out, moved the runners up, and a walk to Seager. In the dirt, ball 1. Check down at third base. Vic Carapazza did not go. Smoke at 209, 5 homers, 15 runs batted in.
There you go. Hasn't thrown a first pitch strike yet.
Chance to jump on him. Bounce foul. Nice to have the blue skies above us here. Mike Scioscia, Mike Butcher at their starter in some hot water here. 1 out. Broken bat, ground ball. Pujols goes for 1. Run scores. 1-0 Mariners.
I thought that was pretty generous at second base. Jim Wolf, second base umpire. And that'll bring out Eric Wedge. I didn't think he was anywhere near the base when he caught that ball from Pujols. I thought he was off the bag. That's a big time call right there, and I think Eric saw the same thing. I understand in the area, but I'm not sure that he was. Take a look at it. It's a ground ball to Pujols. He will throw it down to the shortstop, Ibar. Take another look at it. Clearly off the base. That's a break for the Angels.
Boy.
Will be an RBI for Smoke.
2 outs. Here's John Jaso. 3 for 5 against Santana. And Jaso against the Angels, a .375 hitter. 3 doubles, a homer, and 8 ribbies. Smoke's RBI is 16th.
That's a big call out at second base. I can tell you that. It changed everything. Otherwise, you still have the bases loaded.
A run in.
A run in and 1 out.
Totally different complexion. That wasn't one of those calls where, wow, the guy's all right on top of him to give him a chance to protect himself. Not the case.
No.
I mean,
looked like it was just a poor throw, and Ibar had to come off the base to make the catch.
Another Randy Wolf pitching with Milwaukee. .3-0 count here. Jason tried to give it a ride. Looked like one of those softball swingers before the game.
Did, didn't it? What a good pitch to hit. 93-mile-an-hour fastball in the inner third. 25 pitches for Santana.
Like to see more than a single digit up on that scoreboard. 3-1 count. Runners at the corners. Walked in. Third walk. Bases loaded again. One, 2, 5 pitches. What do you think? Montero been trying to pull a little bit too much for your money the last few, last dozen at bats or so?
I think so, and it was a bit surprising to see him in the homestand start that way, because he was so good after the couple of days off in Colorado, staying back up the middle of the field where his strength is, I think. And again, a young hitter maybe trying to do too much. I like that Eric dropped him down the lineup, take some of that pressure off him, try to get him going again. But when he's staying up the middle is when he's at his best, and you can see his front side just pulling off the ball like that.
0-2. He's 2 for his last 13. Got to come through with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Just 1 run in. Multiple opportunities here for the Mariners in the first. Oh, 2. Foul ball. Mike Scioscia was sprinting out and then stopped before he got out to the grass. He was going to protest that call by Dale Scott.
Well, he chases another slider that's down off the end of the bat. That clear. He's still in the box and it hits him. That's a foul ball.
Oh, and 2 to Montero. Bases loaded. 1-2. Got Santana in a pickle. Right now it's just a small one. I'd like to make it a big one. Bases loaded. Mariners have managed 1 run. Outside 2-2. Scioscia, the dean of managers in the big leagues, 13th year. Big contract in 2018. Montero 2-2. Put it in play down the line. Booted. Throw across the first. Is he on the bag? He is. Inning over. Kai Aspo made it an adventure down there. The Mariners get 1 run. More. Here's Gaylord Perry throwing out the first pitch tonight. The Ancient Mariner. Good to see all number 36 in the building. He'll be joining us in the booth shortly. Kevin Millwood catching that first pitch. It leads us to our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. How many teams did Gaylord Perry play for during his big league career? 4, 6, 8, or 10? My initial reaction is C8. Wish I had gone first choice on more SAT questions. Instead of the second guess myself.
I think that's a pretty good pick. I'm going to go with B.
All right.
Seattle, Cleveland, San Francisco.
There's Mark Trumbo. He'll lead it off here in the second. Mariners had him loaded up, got one run. Left him loaded. Trumbo in the top 10 in the American League. He's the right fielder, played at first base last year. Morales out. Tied for 5th with David Ortiz at 315 in the American League. Trumbo got a 1-1 count.
Seeing 342 off of right-handers this year. Been unusual. You think you would have better success against lefties, but it's been the righties. 342 clip.
Tapper back to Bevan. Wow. Bring up Alberto Callaspo, third baseman, as we get a look at the main concourse downstairs. People, let's see, 8 right now is the leader, with 30 coming up hard on the outside. Callaspo, one of 4 switch hitters in Scioscia's lineup tonight. It's strike one. Alberto batting in a 2-hole last night, went 0 for 4. Start the day last place, American League West, half game behind the Angels. Texas leading by 5 over Oakland, 6.5 over the Angels. Time called. Texas putting a thump on Toronto in Arlington, 10-1 in the 7th. Center field, good jump by Saunders. He's there. 2 outs. He's done a great job. Really has. Mariners are flashing back to the 50s tomorrow. 4:15 against these Angels. Turn back the clock day. Teams are going to wear retro uniforms. The Mariners will have the retro Rainiers uniforms, and the first 20,000 fans take home classic 50s poster. That's a beauty. Courtesy of Seattle Magazine. Get your tickets to join the Safeco Field Sock Hop at Mariners.com. Start fasting now for the milkshakes. Thank you very much.
What do you like? Chocolate, vanilla?
I'm good either way. Whatever you're serving. Make it easy for you.
I'm with you.
Here's a guy we've always liked, Eric Aybar. Slow start for him, 222, switch hitter.
I saw Liddy charging that time when Aybar squared around. He has to be careful, because he will butcher boy. He'll pull it back and try to slap it by him. Don't want to get too close.
Backs up Saunders a little bit. A fine inning for Blake Bevan. He retires the Angels 1-2-3 in the second in this 1-0 Mariner lead. this 4-game series with the Angels. First meeting of the season. Next road trip, the Mariners will be in Anaheim. Here's Mike Carp to lead it off. Carp, Kawasaki, and Saunders against Ervin Santana. Mariners made him work in the first inning and only got 1 run, left the bases loaded.
Hey, threw 31 pitches in the first inning. Questionable call out at second base. Cost him also.
Carp last night 0 for 3, struck out looking his last 2 times up to Dan Harrington. Carp in his 13th start, left field, pops this one up. Two.
Kawasaki waiting on deck. Brendan Ryan getting the night off.
Payoff pitch fouled away. In and out of Robbie Thompson's hands.
Good to see Mike working. This will be the 7th pitch coming up in this at bat. Again, 31 pitches for Santana in the first.
Making him work indeed. Santana a year ago, 11-12 record, 3.38. Year before in 2010, career best 17 wins with 17-10. 3-2 again to Carp. And popped up again.
See Mike shaking his head, wondering how he missed that last pitch. It was a fastball right in the middle of the plate. Just fouled it off. A little bit tardy on the fastball in this at bat.
Walk game. How about Santana? He's walked 4 guys already. We're in the 2nd inning. So concerned for third skipper. Here's Mr. High Energy himself. People at 5-hour energy. If they don't get with this guy, something's wrong. It's his 9th start at shortstop and 11th start overall. Gets the bunt down, but foul. Kawasaki looking for his first big league sacrifice. Season best, season most, I should say. 4 walks already for Santana. Here's a strike. 0-2. Mariners' 3rd sacrifice bunting this season. Kawasaki now in an 0-2 hole. Do it again at 0-2. Munenori, Kawasaki always ready for action. Bundle of energy during batting practice, fielding practice.
Bullpen.
Bullpen, that's right. Pops this one up. Short left field. Late jump by Calhoun, but he's there for the out. 1 down, 1 on. All right, revisit our trivia question. AT&T, how many teams did Gaylord Perry play for during his big league career? I went with C8. Mike went with B6. Fans went with 8. Survey says 8. Giants, Rangers, Yankees, Mariners, Indians, Padres, Braves, and Royals. Top of the order, Michael Saunders.
Michael was able to get things going for the Mariners in the first inning with a base hit to right field. He did end up scoring the one run the Mariners had.
I was lucky enough to see Gaylord Perry pitch during, I can remember, the mid-'60s with some great Giant teams that never won anything.
It's amazing. To win that many games. I was thinking about it. He was out there cranking up the arm to throw the pitch. I don't know, talk to him just because you talk about it all the time. How many bullets do you have in your arm, and how many pitches can you throw?
Good point.
300 plus.
Outside.
We'll see what he thinks about pitch counts. Too.
Oh.
We'll see what he thinks about that.
You got a fire suit on? I love talking to old timers about that, man. Pitch count. I got you. Yeah, okay.
I wonder what his high in the game is.
I made the mistake to say something about that to Bert Blyleven. He went nuts.
Imagine he had some games where he was pushing close to 200 pitches in because he had a big strikeout guy.
Yeah, and so is Perry. Yeah. Saunders has a 1-2 count. Carpet first, one out. Gaylord over with Kevin Crimmin, Dan Wilson to your right, Rick Riz on the radio side. Ball and 2 strikes. And Michael Saunders struck him out. For Santana, that's his first strikeout against 4 walks. Innings pitched during a 3-year stretch. I mean, that is fabulous.
342, 344, 322.
And his complete games. You got baseball reference in front of me here on the old iPad. I mean, it's just tremendous how many games he finished. Swing and a miss by Liddy. For example, 1972, 29 complete games. 1973, 29 complete games. 28, 25. Then it started going downhill. But during that peak, it was anywhere from 18 to 29. That's incredible.
300 innings it's unheard of nowadays.
Oh,
you just don't see it.
You're happy if the guy gets 200 and you're calling him a horse.
Right. I think Felix is one of those guys that goes about as off as anybody. He
230,
240 in that range. This guy's throwing 340.
There's a ground ball to Ibar. Retires Liddy, and that'll do it. They've had him on the ropes, and he keeps surviving. Ervin Santana.
Grandma, we love you. We love you too. Hi, everybody. Angie Mentink here at the Ford Sports Desk. After the Angels wrap up their series with the Mariners, they're going to stay inside the division. They head to Texas, and that's where we go right now, to the Lone Star State. And the Rangers didn't take long to get their offense going against former Mariner Brandon Morrow. Nelson Cruz gets things started early, getting a 3-run double to right center. Morrow didn't even make it out of the first. And then MVP frontrunner Josh Hamilton crushes the ball into the upper deck. Hamilton leads the league with 19 home runs, 50 RBI. Score right now 14-1. It's our Sterling Bank score. Guys.
Oof, wow, 14-1. Nice catch tonight, too, Angie, with the softball, folks. Good stuff. There's Cole Calhoun, a left fielder, one of their youngsters. Calhoun, John Hester, and Mike Trout. Here in the top of the third, Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Justin Smoke, fielder's choice RBI in the first. Mariners left them loaded in that first inning. Evans so far. Now gives up his first hit. Had not struck out anybody, nor a walk. On a 1-1 pitch to Calhoun, yields a base hit.
It's an off-speed pitch. It looked like it was off the plate away, so give Calhoun some credit. Got his first major league hit on Wednesday. There you go. You can see the trace of that pitch off the plate away and went with it.
There's John Hester. Came over from the Baltimore organization. How about the Orioles? Starting the day, a game up on Tampa Bay. Ladies, strike one.
And they beat up the Royals today. They won 8-2.
Young man Hester started the season AAA Norfolk with Baltimore. Cut him loose on April 20th. He had been with Arizona prior to coming over to Baltimore.
Only 11 at-bats on the year for Hester.
Teamed with Dan Herron in 09 and 10 with Arizona.
Not one of the keys for Blake was commanding his fastball, something that he's gotten away from his last couple of outings, but so far pretty good. 31 pitches, 22 strikes for Blake.
Two strikes to count on Hester. Kawasaki goes to Seager, and the smoke, a turn two. Beautifully done. Kyle Seager looking good at second base with that turn.
Kyle playing second base in college and some in the minor leagues coming up, but yeah, he can turn it. Take a look at Kawasaki coming over, gets rid of it quickly. Great feed. Kyle gets dumped over there at second base. Calhoun going in hard. Double play ball.
Top of the order, Mike Trout. Kawasaki starting that double play. Trout fouled out the smoke to start the ball game. One of the faster guys in baseball. Got to stay alive here. Anytime he comes up, he's got the whole package, Mike.
Well, he started off in the minor leagues. As you take a look at Blake, 34 pitches, 24 of them for strikes. And they called him up, and he was on fire when they first called him up. Still hitting .309 with 4 home runs. Yeah, you're right. He can do it all.
2-1.
Kid, what is he, 20 years old? So he ended up getting here in a hurry.
2-1. Look his bat. Liddy's going to have to. Ooh, he didn't run. What do we got?
C.B. Buckner, the first base umpire, called it a foul ball. have to get some new lumber, too. Shattered the bat. Dale Scott, the home plate umpire, didn't make the call at all. And it was C.B. Buckner, the first base umpire, that called it foul. We'll take a look at the swing, see if we can see it hit him in the leg. It looked like it went right off the top of his foot. Good fastball from Blake, running it in on his hands.
Montero picking up pieces of wood. Now Dale Scott going to throw it even farther away. Exploded that bat. Two and two here to Mike Trout. 2 outs, nobody on. Mariners lead 1-0. Got a run in the first. Working in on his hands again.
Like the same pitch. Good 2-seam fastball in his kitchen.
Do it again at 2-2. Bevan against Trout. Trout 6'1", 210 from Millville, New Jersey. Just across the Delaware River from Philly and a little bit south. Saunders playing Trout about 10 steps into right center. Long look by Bevan. Here comes the 2-2. What a battle.
One of the things you were talking about is Blake trying to shorten up his slider. Surprised we haven't seen it yet. He's thrown 4 fastballs in on his hands.
Pitch number 8 coming up.
There it is.
And former high school quarterback out of Irving, Texas. It's 2-2 to Trout. Struck him out. That'll do it. When we come back, Hall of Famer Gaylord Perry joins us here on Moon Sports. 1-0 Mariners. They have Hall of Famer, former Mariner, one number 300 here. Gaylord Perry joins us. Good to see you, number 36.
Thank you, man. Nice to be here.
Good to see you. Doing well? Doing well? You look,
Yep.
look
Doing
fine.
Good. Doing good.
I thought you disappointed me. You didn't load it up on the throwing out ceremony.
You didn't see it sink?
Oh, it did have a little action.
I did it in the dugout.
That's
How'd it feel cranking that shoulder back up?
Yeah. Had to stretch it out, it's been a many year.
Boy, I tell you, give us an idea. Give us some of your thoughts coming back to Seattle, what it means to you. You had a lot of great memories here, a lot of big moments here.
I did. That was the only team that would give me a chance to get my 300s, which I knew if I got that, I'd be in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
So they gave me an opportunity, and we had a great time, and got my 300th here and against the Yankees, which is also more important.
Yes, indeed. Team you had played for, catch up with Rich Griffin and
Chris Chambliss played for me in Cleveland first base, did a great job. And then they traded him and Nettles to the Yankees.
Yeah.
And we got nothing.
Here's the gapper. Right center. Trout can't get it. Ichiro to 2. Hale shut it down there with a leadoff double. So Ichiro with his 11th two-bagger. Great start here in the third.
Take a look at the swing from Ichiro. Looks like he gets out there on a fastball, 91 miles an hour, inner third. Ball is elevated, hits it hard into the gap. Thought maybe he had a chance for a triple once Trout wasn't able to come up with it. What's the leadoff double for Ichiro?
Very good start. Kyle Seager's going to swing the bat now. We were showing some of your numbers, your innings pitched. You were over 300 innings regularly.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the state of pitching today when you look at your numbers? There's a high fly ball. Deep right field. It's got a chance. It's got some carry, but to the track. Trumbo makes the catch. Ichiro tags, goes to third, so Seager gets the runner over. Scoring position. The difference in pitching, you were doing 300-plus innings. You're doing complete games your whole generation.
Right.
Difference now as you look at baseball.
Well, I was in the bullpen the first couple years in San Francisco. It was not a good place to be. You were getting ready to get traded, sent down, or released.
There you go.
So that made the bullpen very important now. A kid down there, he knows he's going to pitch the 7th inning, the 8th inning, or finish the game. So it's just so important to have that. You know what you're going to do. But
right.
When I was in the bullpen, if it was a mop-up, I knew I was in there.
Yeah.
That's about it, but it was great.
Here's a line drive base hit off the bat of smoke for an RBI. Ichiro scores. It's 2-0 Mariners. I always marvel looking at your numbers. We talk to Bert Blyleven all the time. You guys complete game, go deep. Robin Roberts, I knew him. He passed away a couple of years ago. His numbers are phenomenal. But one question I got to ask.
Yeah.
In the early 60s, you guys, early mid-60s, great giant clubs, you and Marichal and whatnot, you guys couldn't win a pennant.
Well, because those other clubs had pretty good clubs, too. We had a great club, and, winning 94, 95 game, 96, you think you'd win it, but it just didn't happen.
You and Marichal, that was a great combination. You had to battle Koufax and Drysdale. Gibson
he was a great pitcher, great friend. I learned a lot by watching him pitch.
I was talking to Dave when we were looking at your numbers, and one, did you ever have any arm issues? And two, how much did you have to adjust as you were getting older in your career and moving along?
I never had any arm problems, but I threw the ball as hard, it just wouldn't get there as quick. I know when I was here with Nate Lashman, we had a radar gun in the back there, and I knew the guy that was keeping it. He used to throw batting practice for us, he did. Right. And I said, I go help you raise money for your kids up in Iowa, somewhere, wherever it was. But when Renee Lashman called, just add 5 miles an hour to it. So he called about the 7th inning, and he said, "What's Perry throwing?" 95. Bull. He got to you already. So we had some fun here. I tell you, it was. You got to do things like that to loosen guys up, to play a lot better behind you.
Pitch is from Santana to Jaso.
How old were you when you got to the big leagues, when you first showed up? How old were you?
22.
22 years old.
Retired, I was 45.
Okay, so when you first came up, once you were able to work your way out of that bullpen and get into the rotation, did they just cut you loose, say go as long as you can go right away, or did they hold you back a little bit?
No, the manager always talked to you how you feel. He started about the 7th inning. I feel great. 10th inning, I feel great. I pitched 15 days in one day in Milwaukee, and he took me out, and I was upset. I said, "Damn, I got a hit in the last 7 innings. What are you taking me out for?" And before I got upstairs in the old ballpark, the first hitter hit a home run. I was upset because I still could have, I think, won the game for the club. You know?
Right.
I was not very happy, but the longest I pitched 16 innings one day in the old Cincinnati ballpark. Nothing.
Wow.
And
were you with the Giants the year? Was it Spahn and Marichal
yes.
go 16 and Willie hit a home run in the 16th
yes.
to win it?
They tried to take Marichal out like the 9th, 10th, and 11th inning. And one said, "You see that old guy out there, Warren Spahn? I ain't leaving till he's leaving." So he stayed in there, and Juan did a great job. Pitched 16 innings, won the game. Mays was great doing that in the last few innings.
Yeah. What do you remember about your first home run? When did you got out of the park?
Well, there was a story in '64. Harry Jupiter said to Alvin Dark, "Hey, Alvin, this Prairie kid's going to hit some home runs for you." And Alvin turned around and said, "I'll be a man on the moon before he does." '69, I was on the mound at Cowstick pitching against the Dodgers, and I had a moment of silence. The man had landed on the moon. 30 minutes later, hit my first home run. True story.
That's great.
Yeah, if he could have landed in '64, I might have hit 20 home runs.
First and second for Montero. Jason walked. That moves Smoke down to second. Santana has walked half the municipality here in Seattle. Down to Ibar. This tourist over the pool holes. And that'll do it. Gaylord, pleasure as always. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to have you back in
here.
town, sir.
Good luck to you.
Okay, thank
Hall
you.
of Famer Gaylord Perry joining us here at the ballpark. Mariners have a 2-0 lead. Both RBIs by Justin Smoke.
Is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club Combo for just $4.99 plus tax. By Northern Quest Casino, Spokane's newest destination resort, and by Ford, we are local. You guys, what a treat when you think about the context of baseball history to sit there and hang out with Gaylord Perry for an inning.
We're still buzzing. We enjoy it. I love talking to his generation of players because that's when I really came of age as a baseball fan in the 60s. So I remember him distinctly. Tall right-hander with the Giants, because matter of fact, in '62, the Giants beat the Dodgers in a playoff again. And I remember, boy, those teams used to come to Philly and just wear out the Phillies. But such great talent, and that team, they won the '62 National League pennant, didn't win anything else, and they were loaded. Mays, McCovey, Cepeda, Jim Reinhart, Jim Davenport. Get out of here. Gaylord Perry, Juan Marichal can't win. Because the Dodgers got Ron Fairley, Don Drysdale, Sandy Koufax, Maury Wills, Wes Parker, Willie Davis, Tommy Davis. Good clubs. Back up the middle. Base hit. Off the bat of Maiciras Turris. great was that story about Man on the Moon?
That was great. We were both laughing about that in the break.
Oh, man.
Come on, Dave. You didn't see it sink?
Load that baby up.
That's amazing that him saying that nobody else would give him a shot until he came to Seattle to finish up and get us 300.
Strike one to Pujols. He's been with the Yankees like a year or two before.
I was curious. I asked him when he was out of the bullpen and went into the rotation, because you think about today's game and how everybody is limited. We've heard a lot about it with Strasburg and Washington. They're going to hold him. I think they said 160 innings.
Yeah, for Strasburg. Here's a bouncing ball. Kawasaki, Seager. I like that combo. 6-4-3. Second twin killing tonight by the Mariners.
And you're right, Dave. He's just smooth at second base. Gets rid of it quickly. It's a great feed again by Kawasaki. Doesn't rush it at all. Knows who's running. And Kyle with a strong arm. Turn that double play. He's out by 3 or 4 steps. I like that Blake has been able to come back and get a couple of ground balls after giving up a hit. Help himself out, keep his pitch count down, something that we were talking about.
Yeah, we were saying about the complete. You were talking about innings and complete games.
Yeah, and just how things have just changed. Well, he said he started in the. If you got your staff and they're out there throwing 300 innings, you're probably not seeing the field too much.
Yeah.
But just in today's game, just bringing pitchers along. You know, we saw it last year with Michael Pineda here, and then Strasburg we were talking about. Even Felix when he first showed up. Felix now he'll go 230, 240 again this year. But they held him back too. And that's why I was curious when he was younger and he started pitching regularly in the rotation.
Sure.
Just to hear him say, "No, they just turn you loose until you retired."
Back up the middle, Kawasaki. Nice play. Boy, regathered, knew he had plenty of arm. Knew Kendrys Morales didn't run that well. Couple of nice plays by Kawasaki. Let the good times roll.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Very pleasant Friday night. Glad you are with us here on Root Sports. Mariner baseball, 2-0 Mariners over the Angels. Game 2 of this 4-game series. We will be with you tomorrow on the radio tomorrow. Fox has the game on TV. I'll be with Dan Wilson on radio tomorrow, 4:10 start time. Felix Hernandez, Jerome Williams in that tilt. Here's Mike Carp to lead it off in the home 4th. And Carpy looks at strike one. Mike earned a walk. Long at bat, first time up. Carp, Kawasaki, and Saunders 8-9-1. About Santana. He has walked 5 through the first 3 innings.
He hasn't been sharp. He's starting to get a little bit better. There's something we talked about. The Mariners really had an opportunity in the first, weren't able to take advantage of it, getting just the one run. And you knew it was a matter of time before he would settle down. He'd really been pitching well coming into this game.
$23,517 on hand as Carp fouls off another. Two. Looking bat. Well, you get a good pitcher like Santana, knock him through the ropes in that first inning. That was moving forward, though. There's an opportunity here to try to get something done.
Yeah, I think again that call at second base turned out to be huge, helping him out. He's really struggling as he gets to strike out here at Carp.
Throwing down is Hester to Pujols for the out. First strikeout for Santana. Hey, this season, whether you're entertaining clients, co-workers, or your closest friends, watch Mariners baseball in style from a Safeco Field suite. Invite anywhere from 14 to 400 people, and we're going to help you customize the rest, including first-class service and menus. For more info, go to mariners.com/suites. Showing bunt, Kawasaki takes a strike. Off the glove of Santana. His Torres is there. 1-4-3. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Ride Sound Transit and save on gas and parking, plus help the environment. Visit soundtransit.org for details. Third time for Michael Saunders. Make a correction. That strikeout of Carp was his second K of the night for Santana.
And Michael with a base hit. His first time up, scored the first run for the Mariners, struck out swinging his last time up. And getting to hit leadoff for the first time in his career.
Said he led off in Double-A and Triple-A. Said it wasn't that big a deal. He said just glad to see the name in the lineup every day. Works a walk. 4 pitches. 6th walk by Santana. And that kind of start for Mike Scioscia and company. Started off poorly, 8-12 in the month of April. Since then, 13-10.
I thought we saw an outing last year with Santana when he was on a pretty good run in Anaheim. It was the same type of thing. He was cruising along, and then the Mariners showed up, and he was walking everybody. I think it was last year.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Here's Liddy. Liddy tonight a walk and a ground out to short.
Saunders leading the club with 6 stolen bases. A couple outs. Good time to try it if he can get a good jump.
Let's check out our CenturyLink high-speed pitch tally. Both minute 94. Bouncing ball down to Kai Aspo. That's a foul ball. Went off the foot of Liddy.
I'll have to ask Mike Brumley, but it seems to me that where Pujols is at first base holding the runner on, clearly he can't put a quick tag on the runner. He's out in front of the bag. I'm wondering if maybe Michael can get another half step, maybe even a whole step, just because of where he is right now.
There he goes. Great jump. Pitch out. Whoa! Throws it into center field. Boy, they guessed right. A bad throw by John Hester. Stolen base for Saunders, his 7th. Ties him with Ichiro. Club lead. That thing got away.
He knew right away, too. You don't see that often on a pitch out, and you're right, they guessed right. I think Michael still had a good chance to beat it down at second base, even if he made a good throw, but you don't see guys airmail it into center field on pitch outs very often.
Falling 2 strikes to Alex Liddy. Mike Scioscia didn't airmail too many when he threw it. Had a pitch out, that's for sure. Outstanding catcher with the Dodgers for a long time. 1-2. He called it slider. He would see a bunch of them, and he did there. Liddy K's. Mariners leave a runner. They lead 2-0. But his bobblehead's getting a good view of the ball game. Trumbo, Cayespo, and Ibar against Blake Bevan. Justin Smoke's driven in both Mariner runs. Fielder's choice in the first, an RBI single to right in the third.
And it looks like Blake is back to being himself again. He's just really pounding the strike zone with his fastball. Dialing up the outside corner.
Mile high pop. One out here in the 5th. Here's Angie Minton.
Guys, you're coming here to the Ford Sports Desk, and I'm headed to the senior circuit. April 28th, that was the last time Tim Lincecum had a win. He tries to break this streak today, but unfortunately he's going to have the same sort of luck. Bottom of the 6th, all tied at 3. Chris Coughlin takes Lincecum deep to right field. The Marlins take a 6-3 lead. The 3-run shot is first of the season. Lincecum takes the loss in this one. Final 7-6. Marlins win it. Dave.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. One down. And a strike one call to Alberto Cayespo. Flying out the center first time. Gets ahead. 0-2. Couple of double plays tonight behind Bevan. Giving up just 2 hits to the Angels. That'd be the third hit right there. Comes with one out. One out, one on. And make sure you get ready for the hottest June on record. 3 classic franchises come to town: the Los Angeles Dodgers, the San Francisco Giants, and the Boston Red Sox. Some of the best in baseball. They're going to be coming to Safeco Field, so don't miss it. For tickets, all these 3 weekend showdowns, go to Mariners.com. Dodgers currently lead the American National League West by 6.5 over the Giants. Red Sox last place in the American League East. They got pounded by Tampa Bay 7-4. Fly ball, short left field. Clark's got it. Route number 2 off the bat of Eric Idle. We'll bring up left fielder Cole Calhoun. Got a base hit to left. His first time up was erased in a double play. Bevan's got 1 strikeout. He hasn't walked anybody.
He's making the Angels swing the bats, though. 54 pitches, 40 strikes. He's thrown 14 balls in the game so far. Justin still enjoying the game.
Quinn said he wants to give there's a few other guys. He wants to give the day off. Get that off day in Chicago coming up next week on Thursday. Ball club playing 36 games in 37 days, including 20 in a row. Tonight, it's the Ackley bobblehead night, but he gets a night off. Two balls, 1 strike. Year for Socha. For Bevan, this is his 4th start against the Angels. Went 1-0, is 1-0 with a 2.53 ERA against them. 2-1.
Well, he has seen a lot as a player and a manager. I would venture to guess he never expected his club to struggle this much offensively this year.
Even with Pujols coming over and having to make the transition one league to another. Didn't expect that kind of slow start. Sub 200. 2-1. So Bevan 3-1 to Cole Calhoun, who was the Angels minor league player of the year last year. 324, 36 doubles, 22 home runs, and 99 ribbies in 133 games with Inland Empire. Swinging the bat well at AAA Salt Lake when he was called up. 3-1. Runner goes. Swung on. Seager to his left. Makes the play. Throws him out. And that'll do it for the Angels here in the 5th. 2-0 Mariners. And coming up, it's going to be Ichiro. Schofield, Mariners and Angels. We're going to flash back to the 50s wearing retro uniforms. Come on out and join us. Put on that poodle skirt, bring the leather jacket. 50s Day Costume Contest presented by Alaska Airlines. Get your tickets and turn back the clock there right now at Mariners.com. Here's Ichiro, led off the third with a double and scored on the Smoke single. Doubled into the right center field gap. Flips this one down the left field line. Foul. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Mariners. An error was by Liddy in the first inning. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Angels. Santana struck out 3, walked 6. So we begin the 5th. Two and 2. Down the line, but foul. Into the ballpark, down a baseball. Not bad. Coming up tomorrow, 4:10 start time here at Safeco Field. Felix Hernandez against Jerome Williams. Pujols taking himself. One lucky Mariner fan is enjoying prime seats tonight after winning the Dustin Ackley bobblehead sweepstakes. Denton Dixon from Seattle watching tonight's game with the Angels from the box seats earlier. He also received his own Dustin Ackley bobblehead. Way to go, Denton. One out in the 5th brings up Kyle Seager walking a fly to right tonight. That's good. That's courtesy. Brendan Ryan posted that bobblehead.
Kyle hit the ball deep to right center field his last time. I thought maybe he had some action out there, but Trumbo was able to run it down and catch it up against the fence.
Bounces one up there, 2-1. Santana out of San Cristobal, Dominican Republic, born there, still lives there. In his 7th year, big league service. Seager ahead in the count, 3-1. And he walked it. Man, that's walk number 7. Usually you don't see somebody of his caliber walking 7 hitters in 5 innings. Take a look at the Mariner calendar brought to you by Sleep Country USA. 2 more with the Angels after tonight, then on the road again. Texas, the White Sox, and that first week, full week of June will be at Anaheim.
Let's see if Justin Smoke can add to his night. He's 1 for 2, but he's driven in both runs for the Mariners. Justin now with 17 RBIs.
Strike 1. Hisanori Takahashi. Hisanori Takahashi. That's well struck. Deep right field. Bye-bye. Home run. Justin Smoke, a 2-run shot. It's 4-0 Mariners. Touched it up beautifully. His 6th home run. His 4th RBI tonight gives him 19 on the season. And boy, you hope that's portents of good things to come the remainder of this season. Him lining drives into the lower stands.
Well, after last night, they needed somebody to have a big night, and it looks like it's going to be Justin Smoke, as Dave mentioned. 4 RBIs. He gets an off-speed pitch. Great job of keeping his weight back, see his hands, and then fires this one into the seats. That was a line drive.
Sounded great coming off the bat, too. Big night for Smoke as he homers on an 0-1 pitch. It's at 382 feet. Big night for him.
We've been talking about it. He's been kind of crawling his way back out of it, struggling mightily early in the season, but starting to pick up his hits here and there. Drive the ball, 6 home runs. That's tied for the team lead with Montero now.
Smoke homered in Colorado last week. 2-2 to Jason. Smoke his bat, stays fair. Pujols will take it. 2 down. Seven walks by Santana. And that's the first one to score.
Yeah. 3 walks in the first inning. Ends up giving up just 1 run. Santana now at 101 pitches, working here in the 5th.
1-1. Well, hopefully Smoke, well, he will have another opportunity or 2, if not 3, to get after his personal best, the 5 RBIs, which he set last April in Detroit. Smoke is picking it up. 16 for 51 his last 13 games. As Montero hooks one foul. 3 homers, 8 ribbies. For Smoke hitting .314. Makes a difference in this club.
It makes a difference, and I think you look at his overall average, you don't think much of it because of the way he'd struggle. It's going to take him some time, even if he continues on that pace, to get his average where he's comfortable with it. But the good news is after his struggles, he's starting to pick it up. Drive the ball out of the ballpark, hit some in the gap, start picking up the RBIs. 2 for 3 in tonight's game with 4 RBIs.
Montero trying to keep this inning going. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A couple of runs in. Off the fist down to Callaspo. Takes his time. There's a Pujols. That'll do it. Highlight of the inning. A 1-out, 2-run homer by Justin Smoke gives him 4 RBIs tonight. And the Mariners, we head to the 6th. A 4-0 lead over the Angels. next to Justin Smoke. He's driven in all 4 runs. Blake Bevan throwing a nice ball game. He's had a couple of double plays turned behind him, giving up no runs on 3 hits, 1 strikeout. He hasn't walked anybody.
I think so far Blake has been outstanding. 59 pitches for him, 42 strikes, commanding his fastball. There's another fastball in the outside corner. That's been the story tonight for him. That being aggressive, locating his heater so he can use that slider and his changeup.
John Hester, the batter. Counts 1-1. Hester, Trout, and his Turris. 9-1-2. Took a lot off of that. Montero can't find it. 2 rows back.
Yeah. It's that time in the evening. The ball goes in the air. It's tough to find sometimes. Outfielders have a little bit easier time because they can see it come off the bat. All he could see is it going straight up. By the time he turns around, he had no idea where it was at.
On 2 strikes. Took something off of that pitch. Pays for it. Dumps it in front of Carp. Hester aboard with a base hit, the 4th hit for the Angels this evening. Follow the Mariners with MLB.com at Bat12 app. For iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. You get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. So text that bat to 31826 or visit Mariners.com for details. Top of the order, Mike Trout. Slicing drive right field. Good jump, Vitro. He's there. Hester back in time. Nice play.
You said it. They ended up getting a great jump on a little line drive by the right-handed hitter. The ball slicing away from him. Looked like Hester, who was on first, thought it may drop in. As you take a look at the McDonald Supermo.
Here's his Turris. Reached on an E5, got a base hit in center. Mariner infield of Liddy, Kawasaki, Seager, and Smoke. They've had 2 6-4-3 double plays. 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th. Big help to Bevan. Scoop there, but Montero 2-0. Big numbers put up on the board. Look around the American League. Detroit 10-6 winner at Minnesota. Texas at home 14-3 against Toronto. Touchdown low. Tampa Bay 7-4 over Boston. Baltimore 8-2 over KC. And Cleveland loses at Chicago 9-3. Yankees 6-1 at Oakland right now in the 5th. Three-0 count to his Turris. Back with a strike.
Blake's been able to help himself out with some double play balls. A couple of them. Maybe get one right here.
That is a foul ball. Wow. Jeez. What did he turn on that pitch?
Blake not wanting to walk and comes back with a 3-1 fastball in the middle of the plate. Justin coming off the bag after he was holding the runner on. Alfredo Griffin trying to help the umpire, C.B. Buckner, out there, calling it a fair ball. C.B. wasn't buying.
Payoff here to his Turris at 3-2. Runner goes. Ball 4. First walk of the evening by Blake Bevan. So with 1 out, You got the machine coming up, Albert Pujols. A little dicey.
Pujols tonight. Fly ball to center. He was jammed on a fastball in on his hands, and then he hit into a double play.
Last night, early on, first at bat, we got a look at some of his power. That was home run number 450, placing him 35th all time in Major League Baseball. Big spot here. Mariners up 4-0, 2 on, 1 out. On fire, 17 RBI in the last 18 games. Didn't like that call by Dale Scott. Strike one.
Like it was a strike. I don't think Blake wants to keep the ball up in the zone like that to him. Started him off with a slider up and away.
And speeds beautifully.
Took a lot off of that one. Only 80 miles an hour. Still in the middle of the plate.
Oh, and 2 to Pujols. 2 on, 1 out. To the gap in deep. Right center field. A lot of carry. Albert has left the yard with a 3-run shot. Brother. And that is a big boy poke out there. Wow, that's a deep part of the ballpark. Albert Pujols with his 6th home run. Takes his RBI total to 25 and makes this a 1-run ball game. On an 0-2 pitch.
And it was up and out over the plate. Blake has been excellent at keeping the ball down. This is a fastball. Take another look at it. Yeah, you don't see many right-handers go out in that area.
We saw what Moreland a few days ago with he's lefty, left-handed hitter with Texas. 410 feet on that blast by Pujols to make it a 1-run game. When was the last time we saw righty go that far? I mean, everybody.
I can't remember, not in that area.
I mean, Hamilton's going out there. Moreland's going out there.
Left-handed hitters.
Jeez, what a shot. And he was ahead 0-2. You got the nice breaking ball, the slider, the changeup, and try to stay out in that same eye level, right? Didn't change his eye level.
Well, I think a couple things. One, he made 2 mistakes. One, he walked the batter ahead of him, and that was his Turris. He didn't want to, but he just wasn't able to throw him a strike. Ended up walking him, and then those pitches up to Albert, up and out over the plate, is trouble. I'm sure he didn't want to go there.
Fly ball left field, drives Carp back, just shy of the track for the 2nd out.
And for Blake, somebody that really prides himself on commanding his fastball. Take a look at Montero. Set up away. But this pitch, again, is up above the belt.
That's a long way to drive the ball for a right-hand hitter. There's Trumbo, 0 for 2. Strike one. That pitch down a little bit. We got some thump here.
Another off-speed pitch that was up at the top of the zone.
And on the hands for strike 2. Kawasaki to his left. Nice play. Good hustle by Trumbo down the line. Albert Pujols struck again. Good news, Mariners lead by a run.
Premier entertainment, gaming, and dining destination. By Sterling Bank, life is about the good stuff. Your bank should be too. Visit our new website at bankwithsterling.com. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T Rethink Possible. And by Pizza Hut, it's back. Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza, only $11.99 and only at your Pizza Hut. Isn't that just a snapshot of the Northwest, guys?
Absolutely gorgeous. Take a screensaver right now. Click. There you go. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew on hand here at Safeco Field. A fabulous Friday night. Mariners lead by a run. They had opportunities back in the first inning, leaving the bases loaded. Since then, they've left 3 on for a total of 6. The pitcher for the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, Hisanori Takahashi.
Takahashi, he's not a hard thrower. He's had his struggles this year. His ERA is about 5.5, 5.56. 11 1/3 innings for him, 7 strikeouts, 5 walks. Giving up 1 home run. Also giving up 12 hits over those 11 1/3.
Hesitation that we see so often from Japanese pitchers. In fact, heck, last night Dan Herron has that little hesitation in his wind back.
It's not as bad as it used to be. I thought he used to have. Yeah, he used to have. It was a lot more than that.
Almost to a stop. Right?
Yeah.
Carp looks at his strike. Takahashi, like Herron, working from the first base side of the rubber. Short work at Carp. He's gone. Carp struck out twice tonight. He's 0 for 2.
Mike didn't like the call. Thought that pitch was off the plate away. It was close.
Here's Kawasaki 0 for 2. Fly out the ground out. Strike 1. Big sweeping breaking ball, strike 2. 0-2. Diaspo on a short hop. Well played. 2 outs.
Take a look at the line for Ervin Santana. It's not pretty. Although you walk 7 batters, only give up 4 runs. You're able to pitch your way out of some problems. Only had 4 hits. 106 pitches for him. 64 of those for strikes. He did have 3 strikeouts to go along with 7 walks.
Hey, you figure 7 walks. What did we say? Only one scored.
That's it.
Boy.
He walked 3 of them in the first inning.
Jeez. Here's Saunders. There's Bender for a strike. First inning, base hit, run scored, a strikeout, walk, and a stolen base for Michael. The middle eye bar charges. Throws him out. 1, 2, 3 inning. Nice work by Takahashi. Mariners still lead. It's 4-3. Play big ones, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th.
Both of them the same, 6-4-3. Kawasaki getting things started. Kyle Seager finishing it on the pivot. Here's double play ball from Albert Pujols.
Quick release by Kyle Seager. Turning Mr. Mazeroski would be pleased.
Yeah, put something on it too.
Good stuff. Kawasaki having a good night in the field, so is Kyle Seager. Here's Calespo to lead it off. Strike 1 to Alberto. Calespo, Ibar, and Calhoun 6, 7, and 8.
Well, Blake now at 81 pitches. Eric Wedge getting the bullpen going. Sean Kelly. Looks like Charlie Furbridge, the left-hander, getting loose.
How about this note, Mike? Nelson Cruz, 8 RBIs in the Texas 14-3 win over Toronto tonight. 4 for 5, a grand slam, and 2 runs scored. Tied his career high at Rivers.
Hamilton off to the great start, and that guy is the one that bothers me the most because he was off to a slow start. What is that, his 4th or 5th home run of the year?
Yeah. And guess what? What's the weather starting to do in Texas?
Heat up. Well, ball starts staying in the air.
Yeah, that's... At least he didn't hurt the Mariners in a 3-game series here. It's on top of a pitch. Hits it down to Seager for the out. 1 down here in the 7th. Time for Banner Bank building to the future. John Hicks from High Desert last night. 3 for 5. He drove in 7. There you go, John.
Wow.
He had 2 home runs and a double as High Desert beat Modesto 18-5, and he also scored 3 runs. And 1 was a grand slam. It's a very good night. That's a good-looking bunt by Ibar. Charging Seager. Scoop. Stretch. Got him. Nice play. Well done by Kyle Seager and Justin Smoak on a very good bunt by Ibar. Wow, that was nice.
Really a good play from Kyle. I think if he tries to switch on the transfer, he won't get him. You can see how close it is by Ibar as Justin Smoak stretches out there, but the glove flip is the key. Good play by Justin to keep his foot on the bag.
Boy, that's a good one.
Mariners have been the #1 defensive club in the American League for quite a while now. Really done an excellent job fielding, helping their pitchers out.
Ball 1 to Cole Calhoun. Base hit to left. Ground out to second.
And look at our McDonald's Supermo. Little shovel right out of the glove. Ended up a little bit high, but Justin stays with it. Good play.
I would say last year we might have only seen 3, 4. No, let's not even talking about successful. Let's talk about just attempts. Maybe 5 push bunt attempts all year. Lost start.
I would agree. You don't see guys try it.
There's a DS Hat Club. Fellas tweeting like crazy. Hey, looking good too. Representing well, fellas. Very nice.
You have a favorite in the group?
I like the black one. The white one I like it, but he wears the white one way better than I would ever wear the white hat. Wears it much better. And the cap in the middle. I wore those caps forever in high school and college. So nice look, fellas. Well done. Three and 2 now to Cole Calhoun. On-deck hitter John Hester. The end of the bat. Angels get their runs in the 6th. A 3-run shot by Albert Pujols. Hit it to deep right center. What do you about 10 rows up? Mariners have 4 runs batted in by Justin Smoak. A fielder's choice. RBI in the 1st, RBI single to right in the 3rd, a 2-run homer in the 5th. There's a 3-2 pitch.
Blake's still in good shape with his pitch count. Just 92 pitches working here in the 7th inning.
You mentioned it earlier. Good to see him get deep in the game. He went 3, 4, and 5 innings in his last 3 starts respectively. And here he is in the 7th. And he walks Calhoun with 2 outs. Just the 2nd walk this evening by Blake Bevan. Tomorrow, let's turn back the clock. Rock and roll at Safeco Field. Turn back the clock day. We're going to flash back to the sights and sounds of the 50s. Mariners and Angels wearing retro unis. Home team will be wearing Rainier's red. Get your tickets for Twist and Shout Fest at Mariners.com. Two outs, runner at first. One walk, 2 strikeouts for Bevan, giving up 3 runs on 5 hits. Furbush, Sean Kelly heating up.
They started right when the inning started. I'm sure they're ready to go, just pacing themselves out of the pen now.
Chuno.
I think this will be Blake's last hitter. 95 pitches now.
2-0. 2-1 off the glove of Montero. Once he's gone over 100 pitches, 101, and a loss against the White Sox. That was the Philip Humber game, wasn't it? No, it was the day after. It was the day after. 2-1 for Ovi.
I just think after his last outing, when Eric pulled him after, what was it, 82 pitches in the fifth, it's going to be a short leash again, and now he's getting there at 96 pitches. I'm sure Blake will just soon stay out there for 115.
You bet. That was the Philip Humber game.
It was.
Yep, it was. 2-1, runner goes. Throw by Montero, high into center field. Saunders backing up. Tying run at second. First career stolen base for Cole Calhoun. Montero now 2 out of 15. 2 out of 16, beg your pardon. Throwing out runners. Counts 2-2. Evan could use a K right here. Steve Odell, the third base coach. Hester in the sixth scored in front of Pujols. 3-run homer. Big pitch here at 2-2.
Not a bad idea. They have 2 outs. Tried to keep him close to second. I don't think they thought they were going to be able to pick him off, but you just don't want to get too big a lead. Give your outfielders a chance to throw him out on a base hit.
You play Hester straight away. 2-2, 2 outs. Runner at second. 1-run lead for the Mariners. The pitch. Foul off.
Next pitch will be 100 for Blake. Montero going out to the mound. That last breaking ball was in the middle of the plate. Blake able to get away with it. Well, you can see it, 6th pitch of the at-bat.
Hester batting in a 9-hole, the catcher. 2-2 from Bevan. Took something off. Ooh, and missed. Full count.
Leadoff hitter Mike Trout waiting on deck. Trout is 0 for 3 in the game.
Go through the signs one more time. Biggest Seager's throw out of Ibarn, that push button now. Throw out third. 3-2, tying run at second. Pitch. Line drive, center field. Saunders going back. He's there, makes the catch. Mariners go to the home seventh, still leading by the count of 4-3. They'll have Liddy, Ichiro, and Seager coming up. Department of Imagination, encouraging you to imagine bigger when you play the lottery. Visit us on Facebook or tweet what you do to Twitter, #IfIWon. Who knows? You might even see your tweet appear on TV during an upcoming game. Glad you're with us. We had Gaylord Perry in the booth with us earlier. Dave Sims, Mike Flowers, Root Sports crew. And Gaylord Perry said, "Be a man on the moon." That's his old coach. Be a man on the moon before you hit a home run. Half hour later in July of 1969. Long drive left field, Gaylord Perry with a home run. One of the many stories he told here in the booth.
What a beauty. He did that in, what, 69?
Yeah.
If the man would have landed on the moon in 64, he'd had 20 homers.
That was great. Alex Liddy going to lead it off. To say the Mariners need some insurance tallies is an understatement because Mr. Pujols will be swinging the bat in the 8th.
Looks like he'll get Tom Wilhelmsen. Tom is throwing in the Mariners pen. Kelly and Ferber's both sitting down.
Alex way out in front of a breaking ball. Strike one.
There's Tom.
You're seeing the pattern to Liddy, aren't you?
A little bit different now with the left-hander. I would assume he'll go to his changeup, try to run everything off the outside part of the plate. There it is.
Alex tonight with a walk, a ground out, and a strikeout.
It's almost as if when he hit the grand slam on that fastball inside, everybody in the world saw it, and now they're not even thinking about it. They come in there, it's off the plate. They want to basically get him out away.
He's going to have to take a couple of gappers right side down the line, hit something hard with authority.
Yeah, which he's capable of doing, and we saw that earlier in the year. He just needs to get back to it.
There's no question everybody saw that, too.
Oh,
Grand
yeah.
Slam.
Oh,
That ball was
Word gets
killed.
around in a hurry.
Strike three call.
On a changeup.
Checking with Angie Menting.
For Portland Timbers, or for MLS Soccer rather, the Vancouver Whitecaps are traveling to the Rose City to take on the Portland Timbers. I wasn't sure if my mic was on or not. In the Cascadia Cup rivalry, the Timbers are fresh off a 2-1 win against the Chicago Fire last Sunday, and they hope to build off that W and put together a little winning streak. Action is at 7 o'clock. Hope you join us here for MLS Soccer right here on Root Sports. Dave, back upstairs.
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Here's Ichiro. One out, nobody on. Ichiro, 1 for 3 with a run scored. Third inning leadoff double. Scored on the Smoke sink. Smoke's been your star tonight. He's driven in all 4 runs for the Mariners. Pujols with a 3-run homer for the Angels. Two and one. Popped up. Ibar will take care of it. 2 outs.
I think as you look at the pitching matchups, Dave, you're right about some insurance runs in this one. You'd really like to have this game. Yeah, Felix going tomorrow. And then you're going to have to try to beat C.J. Wilson, who has been terrific for the Angels on Sunday. C.J. 5 wins on the year and an ERA of 2.90.
As I remember, talked to him before the game today, Jerome Williams, he beat the Mariners here and in Anaheim last year.
Well, he'll mix it up on him tomorrow.
Breaking ball to Saunders. Strike. Check that to Seager, beg your pardon. Two outs here in the 7th. Jason Isringhausen. He was just breaking in when you were finishing up.
Yeah.
Remember interviewing him. He was with the Mets. He and Bill Pulsipher and Paul Wilson were supposed to be the big three for the Mets in the early 90s. For him. If I remember correctly, is he out for a year or two? Then he's come back. He's with the Cardinals for a little bit.
I think a couple of times with some injuries. Yeah, I think he's had to come back a few times.
This is Hisanori and Takahashi. 2-1 to Seager. 3-1. Good pitch for him. Lines it into the gap. Kyle Seager. Got extra bases. Trout gets it back in. Kyle Seager, a line drive double, his 12th of the year. Team leader now in that category.
Well, yeah, Justin Smoak coming to the plate. Smoak has done the damage with his 4 RBIs. You take a look at the swing by Kyle. Solid line drive into the gap. See how Socha wants to play this. You have the left-handed hitter and Jaso on deck. And again, Justin has swung the bat well tonight. He's 2 for 3, driven in 4 runs, including a home run. 12th double of the season for Kyle.
Let's see if the Mariners can continue on the pattern they've established, scoring in every other inning. The first, third, fifth. We're in the 7th with 2 outs, and Smoak has driven in all 4. Bell moving Trout over a couple of steps towards left center. Ball 1. RBI fielder's choice in the first. Run scoring single in the third. 2-run homer in the 5th for Smoak. Been the right man at the right time 3 times already tonight.
First pitch change up to Justin.
Count to Smoak. Got her up the end of the bat. Calhoun is there. That'll do it for the Mariners. No runs, a hit, no errors, a man left. 7 in the books, a 1-run lead for Seattle.
Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Back here at Safeco Field, Mariners 4-3 lead. Blake Bevan's night is done. And you take away the 3-run homer by Pujols. Heck of a night. But the one pitcher that really hurt him as we look at our Nissan chip to the bullpen must be getting close to closing time, because here's the bartender, Tom Wilhelmsen.
Tom, 1-1 record, 4.63 ERA. Opponent's average 2.69. Tom's fastball being 95 miles an hour, maybe 97, somewhere in that area, with a great 12-6 curveball.
He'll be tested facing the top of the order. Trout shows bunt. Trout tonight 0 for 3. Pitch to Trout. From there for strike 1-1. Wilhelmsen pitched on Wednesday, got touched up in an inning. 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned. All 2 strikes to Mike Trout.
Looks like Scott Downs, the left-handed reliever for the Angels, starting to limber up out in the pen.
All 2 strikes. Right off of that.
Good curveball at 78, bottom of the strike zone.
From here, the Angels will go home. They'll take on the Yankees for 3. The Rangers for 3, and then the Mariners for 3. Associates Ball Club 6.5 behind Texas. 1-2 pitch. Good fastball from Wilhelmsen, strikes out Trout.
Also 98 miles an hour. This ties him up. 98 miles an hour right on the inside corner, coming after the 12-6 curveball. And yes, he is tardy on that. Really good fastball from Wilhelmsen.
The hitters, Maicier Izturis, reached on an error. Singled to center, was erased in a double play, walked and scored in the 6th. Howie Kendrick getting the night off. Way outside. Two balls, 1 strike. High ball left field from Mike Carp. 2 outs here in the 8th inning. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Here we go. Nobody on. 2 outs. 1-run game. Albert Pujols against Tom Wilhelmsen. Bender for strike 1. Pujols with a monster home run. Deep right center field on an 0-2 pitch from Blake Bevan back in the 6th, a 3-run shot. Vargas tried to work inside on him yesterday with a changeup. Got yanked off the side of the upper deck. Pitch away from him. He took it right center against Bevan tonight. Here's the 1-1. Check his swing. C.B. Buckner says he did successfully.
Tom trying not to throw him a fastball. 3 curveballs in a row.
about this? You're a former bartender at the Hut Tucson, and you're facing Albert Pujols. Throwing ball 3.
Well, I think he's going about it the right way. I wouldn't give him anything good to hit even here. I'd throw him another breaking ball or a fastball off the plate and see if he wants to chase it.
Montero almost in the dugout. Swung at it. 3-2. You see how far Montero was outside?
Well, that's what I mean. They don't want to give him anything good to hit, so set up out there, throw it out there. You can see the pitch off the plate away, and he chased it. Take another look at it.
From our vantage point up here, I'm looking right at the back of Montero, and he was about two steps to his right. Payoff to Pujols. Breaking ball misses. He's aboard. It's Tom's first look at Albert Pujols. Walks him on a 3-2 pitch.
And he missed with the curveball.
He's up another tough hitter, Kendrys Morales. Morales tonight 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs and a fly out. Mariners struck in the first, third, and fifth, all courtesy of Justin Smoke. Mike Scioscia's ball club got a 3 spot from Pujols with a 3-run homer in the 6th. The Milwaukee organization years ago, dropped out of baseball for a while, working at the Hut down in Tucson, and rediscovered by Jack Zorinsek and company. We should do it right here. Nice setup by the bartender, Tom Wilhelmsen. Nicely done here in the 8th. He hangs up a 0. Mariners lead it 4-3.
To add to their lead, a reminder that we have got MLS soccer for you here on Root Sports. The Vancouver Whitecaps traveling to the Rose City to face the Portland Timbers in the Cascadia Cup rivalry. The Timbers fresh off a 2-1 win against the Chicago Fire last Sunday, and they hope to build off that W and put a winning streak together. The action is at 7 o'clock, and hope you can join us for MLS soccer right here on Root Sports. Dave, Mike?
All right, Angie, thank you very much. Bottom of the 8th, Mariners looking for a few more runs. Why not? 4-3 over the Angels, game 2 of this 4-game set. And veteran right-hander Jason Isringhausen pitching to John Jaso. Pitch in there, strike to Jaso. DHing tonight. Walked again in the 3rd, rounded out the 1st. Isringhausen began his big league career back in '95 with the Mets as a 22-year-old starter. He went 9-2. '98 did not play because of injuries. Went to Oakland in '99, St. Louis in '02, and was there through the '08 season. Here's a pop-up coming over as tourist. Got some room. Check out our Ask Mike question for this hour. One down here in the bottom of the 8th. When do you think we'll see Nick Franklin with the big league ball club?
Barring any injuries, he's really playing well Double-A right now. If I had to take a guess, I would say September. I think they want him to continue to play every day, Dave. I mean, he's a young man playing in Double-A, having a lot of success. Let that continue. Bring him up, give him a cup of coffee in September.
Jay, thank you for your question as Montero fouls one off. Isringhausen last year with the Mets, 3-3. Coming out of the bullpen. Prior to that, with St. Louis, good run with it. Peaked out at 47 saves back in 2004. Pulls it down to Callaspo. 2 outs. Fans are being asked to text in their thoughts on recent success of Justin Smoak, who's driven in all 4 runs for the Mariners tonight. There's Mike Carp, a walk, a couple strikeouts. Last time he was caught looking. That was leading off the 6th. Facing 39-year-old Jason Isringhausen.
Brandon League looks like he's ready to go out in the Mariner pen. There's Brandon.
League trying to get back on track. He's done well the last couple of outings. The ball. League 9 out of 12 in save situations.
His last outing, he was just nasty.
Sure was against Texas, 5-3 on Wednesday. It was good stuff. Went 1-2-3, fly out, 2 strikeouts. Guess May's just not his month, huh? He had the hiccup last year, Baltimore and Cleveland.
Yeah, maybe.
Carp right down the Pujols. Good inning for Isringhausen. Here we go. 9th inning, Friday night BLT. A 1-run lead for the Mariners. Mulligan. Brandon League taking over, coming off a fine performance a couple of days ago against the Texas Rangers. And it's BLT here on a Friday night, and he's got Trimbo, Cayespo, and Ibar to put this one away for the Mariners.
Brandon's numbers a 3.72 ERA, 19 in the third innings, 13 strikeouts, 10 walks. Opponent's average 264.
Some jewelry on there. Mike Scioscia asked Dale Scott, the home plate umpire, to make sure that League has it all put away. He's working himself. I love watching the closers go into their routine. They work themselves up like boxers or wrestlers coming into it, man. It's a different deal.
Adrenaline, they have to have it.
The other day when he saved the game against Texas, he walked around. You could just see it.
Stomping around out there.
Oh, man. Just jacked out of his mind. It was great stuff. Line drive. Saunders will have to play it on the bounce. Trimbo all over that first pitch. Tying runs aboard.
Get a pinch runner, and it's a good one. Peter Borges coming out of the dugout. He will run for Trumbo. And yes, he can fly.
John Figgins, defensive replacement. He's in left field for Mike Carp. That's not bad when you can bring Peter Borges out in the ninth inning as a pinch runner.
That's for sure. Liddy playing up on the grass, expecting the bunt here with Cayespo hitting and nobody out.
We are talking extraordinary speed. Peter Borges. Cayespo the hitter, 1 for 3. Takes a strike. Cayespo, one sacrifice on the season. Team leader's Borges, but he's already on base as a pinch runner. He's got 4.
Angels do have 2 stolen bases in the game as Turris in the first. Calhoun stole a base in the 7th.
0-1 pitch. It's the way. 0-1. Have turned 2 double plays tonight, 6-4-3. They got 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th.
I would guess if Cayespo isn't bunting here, they're going to have Borges run on his own when he feels like he can take it.
Counts at 1-1. Pretty good lead for Borges. Strike 2.
Like it, you can see why. Pitch off the plate away.
So 1-2 count. Albert Pujols, who did his damage tonight. 6th inning. 3-run homer. On the Angels to within 1. Right now it's a 1-2 count to Cayespo. Good foul. Trying to save it, make a winner out of Blake Bevan. Bevan trying to get his 3rd win of the season. Ball at 2 strikes. Fast runner at first. Missed. 2-2. Guy bars on deck. Two and 2. The paint missed. Full count.
Surprised that Borges hasn't run yet. 6 pitches into this at bat. The bottom of the Angels' order coming up in this inning.
Borges the runner at first. 3-2 pitch to Callaspo. Borges runs, pitch, fouled off. Kid gets in a high gear in a hurry.
Talking to the Angels people, they said that Trout's probably faster from home to first. But going around the bases, Borges is, they think, the fastest in the league, which I'm not going to argue with that.
I'm in. 3-2 pitch. Borges goes. Taken down low for ball 4. So a base hit and a walk. Tying and lead runs are aboard. Nobody out.
Borges pinch running. Best option for Scioscia as far as a pinch hitter goes is Howie Kendrick. Doesn't have any left-handers on his bench tonight. He has a switch hitter and Andrew Romine, but I would think he'd go to Kendrick before that.
Eric Guybard tried to drop down a push punt. Fine play by Kyle Seager. Threw him out in the 7th.
I think he would try to bunt the ball down to third base, move the runners up with nobody out. Again, Liddy playing up in front of the bag.
Guybard's got 1 sacrifice on the season. Shows bunt, lays down a good one. I'll go to third. Oh, he threw it away. Borges. Figgins by Figgins. Borges scores. The runners hold at second and third. Oh, boy.
Man. They looked like they had him at third. It was a poor bunt right back to League. I couldn't tell if Liddy just missed or if the throw was wide. Oh, boy. Take a look at the replay. He gets it in good shape. Lee gets it. It's bunted right back to him. Plenty of time.
Oh.
Take a look at Liddy. He's trying to stretch and stay on the bag. And he just can't get out there far enough with Borges sliding into him.
Tie ball game. Lead run at third. Walk him, load him up, get a force in every bag.
And Howie Kendrick is out on deck.
Didn't take long, did it?
No.
Loaded up.
Going over the scouting report now with Howie Kendrick pinch hitting. Carl Willis coming out of the dugout to have a conversation with Brandon League and Jesus Montero. Nobody out. Sean Kelly, who was up earlier in the game, he's up throwing again out in the Mariner pen.
Howie Kendrick, everyday second baseman with the day off, comes in, pinch hit. This time Howie's pinch hit this year. Bases loaded, nobody out. A 4-4 game here in the 9th. Oh, right up the middle, base hit off the leg. That'll get 2 more in. Throw from Saunders offline. Angels in front now. 6-4. Callaspo, Ibar, they score.
This is a rocket hit back at Brandon League.
First pitch swinging, no doubt on that one. Boy, that thing got touched up.
First pitch fastball, jumps all over at 95 miles an hour and hits it right back at Brandon Lee.
I thought it looked like it was going to get his leg or something.
It looked like he got a piece of him to slow it down.
Three men have scored here in the ninth. A 2-run Angel lead. Top of the order, Trout shows bunt, and still nobody out.
That's why he's bunting here.
Kendrick picks up a couple RBIs. He's got 16. It takes the win out of the pocket of Blake Bevan.
Still good speed all over the place. Calhoun runs well. He stole a base earlier in the game. Howie Kendrick can run.
One-0 to Trout. It's a strike. They're going to have to get 3 outs, and then it'll be for the Mariners in the bottom of the ninth. Scheduled Kawasaki, Saunders, and Liddy. Took a lot off of that, fouled it away. Looked like he got his hand, got his right hand. Bad start for League. Coming up the base hit to Trumbo. First pitch. Walk Kai Aspo. Ibar gets the bunt down. League throws it away. Intentional walk. Base hit Kendrick. 2-run score. 2 more runs. Total of 3. Bouncing ball to Liddy. He'll tag. Throw to first. They get the double play. Third DP tonight. Keep it at a 6-4 score. Nice play by Alex. Here's his Torres. He jumps on a pitch, drives it deep to right center, but Ichiro is there. Work cut out now for the Mariners as the Angels put a 3 up on the board in the ninth. It's 6-4 Angels. The Mariners find themselves in a mess right now. They're trailing 6-4 after having a 4-3 lead. Bottom of the ninth inning, work to do. Short time to get it done. Brendan Ryan's going to pinch hit. He'll lead off here in the home ninth.
Brendan going to pitch hit for Kawasaki. Left-hand pitcher and Scott Downs. going to come in and try to close this out for the Angels. There's Scott. Take a look at his numbers. Yeah, he's been perfect this year. 13 innings pitched, has not given up an earned run. He does have 2 blown saves. 7 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's not given up a home run. This will be his 16th appearance. We have Ryan pinch hitting for Kawasaki, and you're back to the top of the order with Saunders and Liddy. Trout's in left field. Forge is out in center.
Calhoun over in right. Bobby Wilson takes over behind the dish. To right field. Oh, what a catch. Oh, my goodness. Paul Calhoun moves from left field to right field. The ball finds him immediately. He makes a spectacular catch. Ryan hasn't hit a ball. I mean, Rhino, he really did.
I thought Still was going to get over his head. He goes back right away in our McDonald's Supermo. That is a great play by Calhoun.
That is so play. I mean, Ryan absolutely smokes it. 1 out. Product of Arizona State. Saunders with 1 out here in the 9th. Oh, Calhoun, what a catch. Down to the second baseman is Torres. 2 down. Quickly, 2 outs. Here in the 9th.
Bring up Alex Liddy. Alex is 0 for 3 with a walk.
Strike 1. Way outside. One pitch outside.
Justin Smoke. Justin with a good night tonight, driving in 4 runs for the Mariners, all 4 of their runs. They're too short right now to get a base runner.
One pitch to Liddy. Right center field. Calhoun coming on. That'll do it. 6-4 loss to the Angels. 7-pitch inning by Downs. And that's as disheartening, if not more disheartening, than the loss back on May 17th at Cleveland.
I would agree with you. The Mariners had the lead the entire game, and it unraveled in a hurry in the 9th inning. 3-run home run from Pujols back in the 6th, then 3 runs in the 9th. Really hurt them, and too bad. Justin Smoke with a big night. I thought Blake Bevan, other than the home run he gave up to Pujols, really pitched well tonight. It looked like he's kind of turned the corner, and that's the good news for the Mariners. The bad news is they end up getting a loss here.
So Brandon Leake takes the loss. He's 0-4. How about Isringhausen picks up the win, and Scott Downs his 4th save. Be with you on radio tomorrow, everybody. Fox will have the game on TV. Let's get out to Brad and Bill.
Gary.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Downs and the Angels walk off victors in Game 2